Now, the purpose of painting, like I've said on the show before, I think changed. Like the other arts, the purpose of it changed over time, like it continues to change today. Since the invention of photography, the role of painting has changed, particularly in this day and age when all of us have an incredible camera on our phones. What is the role of painting? It's not really to capture an accurate, realistic portrayal of nature, because we can do a better job with our cameras. So painting has to serve different purposes. And this was true right throughout history. If you go right back, if you go back 40, 50, 60,000 years ago, where you've got all the earliest cave paintings in France and in Australia, places like that. I mean, obviously we don't exactly know why these primitive people were painting on cave walls, but we assume it was some kind of a record of these are the animals that we found here, or these, we were here, this is my handprint, or something.
Right. Some
sort of pictorial representation for either making a statement.
Crikey!
Off, this is my cave. Look, I've got my hand on it.
Right.
I Crikey. In the corner, I painted my hand. Don't try and take my cave. Or they're telling a story, which is in pre-literate societies, which obviously was all the way up until the Renaissance and beyond, depending on what social class you're in.
Right.
When people can't read, the only way to tell them stories is to literally stand up in a pulpit. Before mass media, before radio, the only way to communicate a story to them is to stand up in the town square or stand up in the pulpit and read to them. Or you paint pictures, frescoes on walls, or paintings on walls, or sculptures on walls. And people can infer from that. They'll either be able to figure out what the story is if they spend enough time looking at the painting, or if they've heard the story before from a literate person, or just passed down through oral tradition. To remind them, that's the story of the guy and the thing and the doodad. It's the time Jesus Jesus commanded evil spirits to go into a herd of pigs who then drown themselves. That story, that makes total sense. So they, but during the Renaissance, particularly in the elite classes, people were far more literate. They weren't just literate in Italian, the tongue of the people.
Right.
They were Latin. Some of them were also literate in Latin and Greek, increasingly as time goes on in the 1400s. But they could read, and so the role of painting changes. It's not just, we're just going to slapdash something up on the wall to tell you a story. It's no. This needs to emulate nature. We need to get as close as possible to being able to paint nature. We need to blow people's minds. That's what painting became over the 1400s, was how to blow people's minds. And Alberti is, the guy that figured out how to write down the method of doing this, at least in terms of things like linear perspective.